How much do you actually brief your affiliates? Is that something where you just feel like, okay, they're the creatives, they know what they do best and let them just run with it? Or do you try to give them pretty strict guidelines and railways to make sure they don't go too much off script?
Yeah, I try not to be too strict just because I feel like that's when you start limiting the creativity. For us, I've been trying to see like when's a good time to update the brief. I would say a couple months ago, we used to update every single week just because there's videos going viral every single week and I want people to be up to date. Now I'm more trying to update it every other week just so people actually have time to look at it. But I think something that most briefs are missing are just having the don'ts. Everybody says the do's, like do this, do this, do this, and it'll work. You should include the don'ts as well because they don't know what not to do, if that makes sense, especially for your brand specifically. Now, obviously, the basics are always there. Don't mention weight, right? But maybe there's something specific with your product that maybe as a brand, you don't want it to be shown. So I think that's something that a lot of briefs are missing whenever I'm looking at them.
And when you think about the don'ts, is it a lot, like you just mentioned, maybe brand guidelines, things that are relevant for their specific industry or niche? Or do you also give them don'ts in terms of like how they actually produce the content, how to script their content? Is there full creativity allowed, or are there brands that are very particular about how they want their affiliates to talk about their brand?
I've seen both. I've seen brands that let the affiliates roam free, and I've seen brands as well like, "Hey, I don't want this video posted." And I always tell them, I mean, one, you can't control what they post. You could say like, "Hey, take this down," and they could make 100 more videos exactly like it, especially if it's working, right? Just recently, we've been seeing the founder of Knobs, so it's a toothpaste, and he always says that he hates bottom of funnel because it just takes up all his GMV max and stuff like that. But if you're an affiliate and it's making you money, you're gonna make it, right? It doesn't matter if the founder's telling you not to make it, you're still gonna make it because it's making you money and TikTok is favoring you in the algorithm, right? So it's always like it's very hard to decide, especially as a founder, because you don't want someone to be like, hey, it's free, it's free, it's free, and it takes up all your budget every single day. It doesn't feel right. But the way I look at it, as long as it's selling, it makes that brand awareness and it gives you that spillover to obviously Shopify and to Amazon.
It's interesting that you say some brands might not even like to bottom of funnel content because it might convert too much. What's the reasoning there? I mean, I would assume as a brand, sure, you maybe want some top of the funnel content as well, but if it makes you money, everybody wins, right?
Yeah. His specific reason was that they were just lying, which is true. I'm not going to disagree with them. If someone's saying
Okay.
that you buy one, you get three free, and they're lying, and it's like all your budget's going to that video, one, it's still making sales, right? But obviously, he was saying that he would get messages on his customer support saying like, "Hey, it said buy one get one get three free. I did not receive my three free ones. What's the problem?" And that's where it becomes like an issue, in my opinion, which is tough. I know he's been talking to TikTok about it. Full respect to him, obviously not trying to talk bad about him, but it's just interesting because, like I mentioned, it's very hard to control what these affiliates post. The only way to control it is not to have an open collaboration and only decide to work with, let's just say, these 10 affiliates because you know they're going to produce the type of content that you want as a brand.
Yeah, I can. Okay, now I can see where he's coming from if they're just
Yeah.
making false claims and promises. I also see how that's super tempting for the affiliates to go down that route, especially if maybe this is just a quick money grab on the side for them. It's not something that they try to do sustainably and actually make a living off of. How would anyone control that? I can totally see how it's also an issue of who takes responsibility, right? I mean, you're the agency, they're the brand. You have the affiliate, then you have TikTok on top of that. And then the customer turns obviously to the brand, but they might be the least capable to control this. Who in the end would be able to control that?
I know TikTok has been doing some measures, just because I have some friends that send me screenshots like, hey, this video got taken down. So I'm like, oh, okay, that's good and bad. I'm saying good just because, like, if you're actually, because their claim is misleading. So if your video is misleading, then they're gonna take it down, which is good. But at the end of the day, it's just AI, so it's not a person looking at the video, so it could be wrong most of the time. But I know TikTok is taking measures because if you're saying this is going to cure cancer, for example, it's not going to do that, right? So you shouldn't mislead people in that route, especially because it's so easy to mislead people in this generation, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely seems that way.